Amid the unforgiving grip of winter, Lake Wraithwood lay silent and frozen, its dark waters hidden beneath a thick blanket of snow. The small, lakeside town of Frostholm had always been a place of eerie legends and ghostly tales, but nothing could have prepared its residents for the terror that would soon come to life. The town's chilling history began with a man named Edgar Frost, an enigmatic figure who had settled in Frostholm in the early 1800s. He was said to possess an uncanny knowledge of the supernatural, and his wealth and power grew alongside the town's dread. Edgar Frost had constructed a colossal, black-sailed boat named the Ebon Reaper, and he would take it out onto Lake Wraithwood during the darkest nights of winter. The lake, according to local legend, was said to be cursed, a place where restless souls sought solace and redemption. One bitterly cold winter's night, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to investigate the legend of the Ebon Reaper for themselves. Armed with flashlights and a fervor for the unknown, they made their way to the frozen lake's edge. As they approached the lake, the quiet of the winter night was shattered by a mournful, eerie wind that seemed to come from the lake itself. They stumbled upon the frozen, snow-covered remains of the Ebon Reaper, its gigantic frame lying in a shattered heap. The teens carefully made their way onto the wreckage, their flashlights casting eerie shadows across the dark, snow-laden landscape. It was then that they noticed the peculiar ice formations that seemed to encase the Ebon Reaper. The ice, despite the brutal cold, was inexplicably warm to the touch. Curiosity turned to horror when they stumbled upon a lone, frost-covered hatch. It was ajar, as if someone, or something, had recently emerged. Against their better judgment, they forced the hatch open, revealing an ancient, crumbling interior. The teenagers descended into the Ebon Reaper's depths, their flashlights illuminating passages filled with ghostly apparitions and specters of days long past. They were trapped in a netherworld of icy horrors, and as the snowfall outside intensified, their chances of escape dwindled. The spirits aboard the Ebon Reaper, the restless souls of those who had perished on Lake Wraithwood, beckoned the teens deeper into the ship's haunted bowels. They told tales of sorrow, betrayal, and a pact forged in blood and treachery. It was a chilling narrative of Edgar Frost, the town's cursed founder, and the monstrous bargain he had made with the spirits of the lake. As the hours passed, the teens grew increasingly desperate to escape the nightmarish vessel. The Ebon Reaper seemed to come alive, its walls closing in on them, and they felt the cold, ghostly fingers of the spirits brushing against their flesh. Outside, the relentless snowstorm raged on, and Frostholm was paralyzed by an unnatural, bone-chilling cold. The teens knew they were running out of time, and the malevolent presence aboard the ship grew stronger. Their only hope lay in breaking the curse that bound the Ebon Reaper to the lake. They needed to find the source of the curse, a cursed relic, and return it to its rightful resting place. Armed with newfound resolve, they ventured further into the ship's frozen depths, enduring the haunting stories of the lake's victims. They encountered spectral guardians and deceptive apparitions, each one trying to deter them from their mission. Finally, deep within the ship's bowels, they discovered the cursed relic, a twisted, blackened anchor. It emanated an icy, malevolent energy, and they knew it held the key to their escape. With great effort, they pried the relic from its cursed resting place, and as they did, the Ebon Reaper seemed to shriek in agony. The spirits, now free of their eternal torment, vanished into the snowstorm, leaving the vessel to slowly crumble into the lake. The relentless snowstorm outside began to dissipate, and the temperature in Frostholm returned to normal. The townsfolk, who had been frozen in place, finally awoke from their unnatural slumber. The teenagers had broken the curse of Lake Wraithwood and had escaped the clutches of the Ebon Reaper. But their lives were forever changed by the horrors they had witnessed, and the legend of the cursed boat, the haunted lake, and the relentless snowstorm would continue to haunt Frostholm for generations to come.